Hello everyone. Today we will study how to calculate the work done by a variable force. So let's take what does it mean by variable force. So if we take it in the form of graph, so force displacement graph is given. Now in this graph, if we have this force, this displacement here, and this is the graph, then we say that this is a constant force is acting, right? And if we have this graph between the force and displacement, suppose this, then we say that different forces are acting at for displacement for different displacements. So this is, you can say, the variable force, right? Here, you know, the basic formula for work is force into displacement, right? So in this case, if you want to find the work done between, let's take the displacement like this, x, that should be easy for us. So if we take this as the first position, this is the second position, and the same position we are taking for this case of a graph. So see the difference here. In this case, so in this case, the force is constant, and if we want to find the work done between the displacement x2 minus x1, how will we find? We know that for this x1 to x2 motion, how much is the force? Suppose this is the force. So this is the force. And how much is the displacement? This displacement is x2 minus x1, right? So this x2 minus x1, let's say, suppose this is s. So if we put the values from here, f into s is what? This is the area of what part? A, B, C and D. This is area A, B, C, D. And this can also be written as area enclosed between the force displacement graph and the displacement axis. So this is the area which we have calculated actually. So you can write, this is work is given by the area enclosed between the force displacement graph and displacement axis. Right? So what if we have to find the work from this graph? Now that we have to find the work between x1 and x2. So first of all, we have to mark the area. So that means we have to find this complete area, right? And I can mark it again A, B, C, D dash. So here work will actually be area A dash, B dash, C dash and D dash, right? But how to find that? We know that this is variable force and for every displacement the force is different. So here we use the concept of differentiation integration, which we have studied in chapter 3. Now if we take a very small interval of displacement, that is dx. So I'm just drawing here in enlarged form that for this small interval dx, this is dx over here. Next interval also I am taking very small, this is also dx, and next interval I am also taking small dx, next interval also dx. So I am starting from x1 and dx, 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 very small intervals I have broken this total length between x2 and x1 into small dx, right? So during this very small interval, this force can be nearly considered constant. So you can say that here nearly constant force for dx, right? So here this appears to be a rectangle. So for small dx interval, we can say that work done is dw, and for next dx interval is suppose also dw. So similarly for every dx interval, the dw will be work. So if we want to find the total work, initially it was 0, here it is w. So here in every interval it is dw, dw, and so on. So technically what should I do? I have to add all these dw to get the total w. So that means w is equal to dw plus dw plus dw. Add. And addition in technical terms, when this is done in continuity, is called as integration. Yes. So here just recall that addition or summation in continuity is called integration. So I can divide the whole journey between x1 to x2 into small intervals where the displacement for every is dx, right? And then I can add all the dw's, and dw for every interval is nearly constant force into displacement dx. So if I want to find the total work done, I will have to integrate for total. So I will integrate on both the sides. This will be f dx integration, right? And here the force for every interval is taken nearly constant. So here the w is between 0 to w because limits of w will be taken here. Limits of x will be taken here. x1 to x2 we have to find the work. So the limits of x will be taken here, right? So this is how we find the work done by a variable force. We can take an example here to understand this. So let's take that question now. Let's keep this in the box. So this is question number, I think 5.5 most probably in your NCERT. So I'll just mention example. This is NCERT. Trunk problem. In this question, it says that a woman pushes a trunk on a railway platform. So she is actually pushing a trunk on a railway platform. She supplies a force of 100 Newton over a over a distance of 10 meters. And then after she progressively gets tired. So then after here it is tired, and progressively her force reduces to 50 Newton. So this reduces gradually, okay, in the next 10 meter. The total distance by which the trunk has been moved is 20 meters. So this is clear from the diagram. Plot the force applied by the woman and the friction force, which is 50 Newton. We know that during the complete journey, the friction force will act backwards only. Yes. And this is given as 50 Newton throughout the journey. Calculate the work done by the two forces, right, over 20 meters. So first you have to plot a graph between F and displacement. Second is you have to find the work by applied force. And third, you have to find the work by friction force. So for drawing the graph, the concept is very simple, beta. You know that the friction force is in opposite direction. So friction will be taken in minus y direction and the applied force will be taken in positive direction, displacement along this direction. So we are marking 2 points of displacement, 10 meters, and here it becomes 20 meters, right? Up to 10 meter, the force is constant, that is 100 Newton. So this point is 100 Newton. And then gradually the force reduces to 50 Newtons. So this will be 50 Newton when it reaches 20 meters. But the friction force is constant throughout the journey, which is 50 Newton, but in opposite direction. So I have taken here minus 50. So if I plot the friction force for the whole journey, it will be like this only. If I mark different points of this graph, this will be A, this is B, this is C, right? D, E, F. And let's mark this G, H. So this first part is done. The graph is clear. You have to find the work done by applied force. We know that work is given by the area enclosed by graph and displacement axis. So if we look at this, what will be the area? This complete area. Here we have one trapezium and one rectangle. So this trapezium, this can be written as work by applied. I am calculating first. So this is area ABEF plus area BCDE. So what is area? ABEF, this distance is 10 and this distance is 100. This distance, this force is 100. Plus area BCD, half sum of parallel sides. What are the parallel sides here? This and this. So this is 100, this is 50. So this is 100 plus 50 multiplied by separation between the parallel sides. This is 10. So what will it be, beta? 1000 plus this is 150 into 10, that is 1500 upon 2. So this gives me 750. So this is 1750 joules. Now if I want to find the work by friction, again the area enclosed. So what will be the area? DHGF. This is a rectangle. So what is the length? Length is 20 and breadth is minus 50. So how much is it? Minus 1000 joules. So net work, though they have not asked, is the total area work by applied plus work by friction. So work done by friction force is always negative because the friction is opposite and displacement is in forward direction. So this will give you 1750 minus 1000. This gives us 750 joules. So I think this question makes clear all the concepts related to the calculation of work by a variable force, right? And how to calculate it from the graph. So this is all for now. Thank you and have a nice day.